Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing 17 things I learned at 17. So recently I turned 18 and I wanted to do a video on the 17 things I learned during my 17th year. And not all these things are things I've learned strictly during my 17th year. However, all these 17 things are things that I have really been focused on and realized during my 17th year. Number 1, slow down and enjoy life in the present. So I know people say this a lot and it's overstated a lot. However, I think it's important to just remember to slow down, live life, truly live life in the present, whatever that means for you. During my life, I've mainly been living a lot in the past or looking forward to the future. I've really never stopped and focused on the present like I should be, and I still struggle with that. I think in a way I always will. However, I think it's important, and during my 17th year I think I've really felt the weight of the lesson to slow down and enjoy life in the present. 2. It does get better. So compared to my other years, 17 was a pretty decent year compared to the early teens, I would say. And a message I would say to myself during my early teens is that it does get better. No matter what it seems like during the moment, and no matter how it seems that it won't ever get better at all, it really will get better. And I would just want to tell myself to hold on to that and to really believe that, even though it may seem really, really unbelievable at the time. 3. The sun will shine through on rainy days. Make an effort to see that. Sometimes it seems like you're stuck under this sky filled with clouds and the sun never peeks through. But you have to believe that the sun will shine through on rainy days. And everyone's gonna have those rainy days. It's okay to wallow in the dark sometimes, but at the end, you can't stay at that place. You have to hold on to believing that the sun will shine out on rainy days. During my 17th year, I've discovered how important it is to really make an effort to see that. 4. Be patient. Your time will come. Don't rush things. So this one is something I've learned throughout the years, but really mainly heavily during my 17th year as well. Sometimes you want to rush things and live out your own plans and live out your own life how you want to live it. And sometimes you feel like that your time will never ever come, that the future seems like an unreachable distance away. During my 17th year and so on, I'm learning to be patient and just not rush things and believe that my time will come one day. 5. No matter what it seems, there is a reason for everything. So this one's pretty simple, but it can be really hard to believe sometimes. Sometimes you feel like there is no purpose, and throughout my years I felt that way many, many times. Like, I've wondered and struggled with what my purpose is and what the reason for my situation and my struggles are. After many years of struggling with that, it's opened my eyes to believing that no matter how everything seems, there is a reason for everything. 6. Just let it out. You will feel better. So I'm one who is hesitant to express my emotions, especially when I'm feeling sad or mad. But throughout these years, I've just learned, and especially, I guess, at 17, I've just learned that letting it out will really, really, really make you feel better. Just take some time for yourself and get in touch with your emotions and let it out, because it'll help you then, and it will help you in the long run as well. You will feel 100% and more better if you let it out than to stuff it all inside. 7. Tell people how they make you feel because no one will be here forever. I feel like this one sounds simple, but it's a lot harder than it sounds. That's one thing I've learned for sure. But I've also learned the gravity of this one, that no one will be here forever. No one will be in your life forever, and tell them how you feel. Don't take them for granted because you will regret it when they're gone and out of your life. So you just got to tell yourself to get over your fears, whatever's holding you back from expressing how you feel towards someone, and just tell them. It's simple as that, just tell them. But it's a lot harder than it sounds. For some people, it can be easy, but for a lot of people, I think it's a lot harder than it sounds. But you will regret it if you don't tell them. 8. There's always more than one side of a person. Try to see those sides. So I've always struggled to only see one side of a person, the side that I want to see and the side that makes sense to me. However, I've learned that it's a lot more complicated than that. People have much more than one side, and it may seem simple and one way. However, it's a lot more complicated, and maybe you'll never understand because it's just that complicated. But there is always more than one side of a person, and I've always known that, but I've just never even tried or cared to see those sides. And I feel like the older I grow, the more I realize my mistakes and realize that there is more than that one side of a person that you're choosing to see and that you do see, and that it's important to try, at least make an effort and try to see another side of a person, even if trying will somehow hurt you or somehow let you down. At least just try, because people can always surprise you. 9. Don't let your thoughts overtake you. Overthinking is not healthy. So this one I've struggled deeply with, especially during my 14, 15, 16-ish years. Overthinking, I've learned, is not healthy at all. And overthinking is kind of just like second nature to me. I always overthink things. I always analyze things, events, people, situations, and things like that. It's just second nature to me, I feel like. And I always tend to overthink things that are more heavier too, more emotional as well. And I've learned that it's not healthy to do. Overthinking is not healthy. It has led me down to many dark places, and overthinking things can definitely overtake every single part of you and lead you to some really dark places. So I've just learned that it's not healthy to overthink things. 10. Being impulsive is okay. Embrace that part of you. So this year, more than any other year, during my 17th year, I've been really impulsive for some weird reason. And when I do those impulsive things, I always kind of kick myself for it because it's not like me to be impulsive, and it's not second nature to me to make impulsive choices. And somehow here I am making those impulsive choices. I don't know how to describe it. Some choices I make are out of impulses, and it really just upsets me a lot that I let that impulse overtake me and chose to listen to my impulsive side and make that choice. It really upsets me a lot because it's not like me and it's not the kind of person I want to be like. But I've learned that it's okay to be impulsive and even to embrace that part of myself, because there are times that I'm gonna be impulsive. I feel like that's just how humans are. despite it not being second nature to me, despite how upset I get when I am impulsive. There are going to be times when I'm going to be impulsive, and it's okay. It's okay. I don't need to have a meltdown in my brain about it, and to just try and embrace it. 11. Sometimes you have to let yourself not be okay, and that is perfectly fine. So this one I've also struggled deeply with. I feel like we just live in an age where you have to kind of live your life and act like everything is okay, because that's what people want to see. People don't want to see the real you. Most people don't want to see the real broken you. They just want to see a version of you that is put together. And I feel like that's just how society is today. And that's a really sad thing, because everyone is broken. That's just how humans are. Everyone is broken and everyone is not okay. However, we all just wear these masks and pretend that we're all fine and happy and all that. So I've learned that it's okay to just let myself not be okay. I don't have to be okay if I'm not feeling okay. And it's perfectly fine. And just not to overthink that as well, and not to think about other people's judgments of you. 12. Embrace all your different personalities. So growing up, I've learned many things about myself, especially these different personalities that I have, like everyone has. And I feel like I have to always put this specific personality on for specific people and specific situations. But I'm learning that it's okay to embrace all my different personalities, and that it's okay to express yourself in a situation with many of your personalities. You don't need one personality for every situation and every person. It's okay to just embrace all your different personalities and not really care what people think, and just express yourself however you want to express yourself. 13. Make an effort to do the things you love more. So this one sounds simple, but I've learned that it's a lot harder than it sounds. I've learned that I have to make time for myself to do the things I love more, and take myself out for some alone time. And I'm still learning this. I think it's important to just have some alone time for yourself and do the things you love by yourself and with yourself. 14. You don't need social media. So this one may seem kind of funny, but we live in an age that is just focuses on social media and bases our whole life around social media. And I think it's important, no matter how simple it sounds, to truly know and believe that you don't need social media. I don't need social media to feel like I have friends. I don't need social media to feel like I'm caught up in all the things of the world, because it can really easily feel that way. But I think it's just important to realize that I don't need social media. At the end of the day, if social media is gone, I think it's important to believe that I don't need it, and that I'm very much capable of having a happy life without it. 15. Be more intentional in everything you do, think, say, etc., and don't get lazy. So it's really easy to get lazy, and so I think what has helped me to not be lazy and be tempted to be lazy, I think, is just to be more intentional in everything I'm doing. And in general, I think it's important to just be more intentional in the things that you do and say and think, because those things do have an effect on yourself, on others. They do have an effect. 16. It's okay to still be trying to figure out who you are and to want to go back to who you used to be. So this one I've also struggled with, and throughout the years it's just like been a roller coaster. Sometimes I really struggle with it, sometimes not as much, but I've pretty much struggled with it throughout these years. And I think it's perfectly normal. I'm still trying to figure myself out, and I think I've realized that it's okay to still be trying to figure myself out and still be trying to figure out who I am. And at times I still get upset at myself for even thinking of those thoughts because I feel like I should know who I am, but the truth is I'm still trying to figure it out, and I think in some ways we all are. So I've learned that it's okay to be still trying to figure out who you are. Everyone else is pretty much in the same shoes as you, and I've always struggled with wanting to go back to who I used to be as well. I feel like sometimes I don't even recognize myself. I feel like a stranger to myself a lot of the times. I've struggled with that throughout the years. I've struggled with wanting to go back to my old self because I was familiar with my old self. I feel like I knew that person, and I feel like now I'm someone completely different that I don't recognize and know at all. I'm really homesick sometimes for my older self and to be that person again. Once again, I feel just not normal for having those thoughts, and I get really upset myself. But I know people have those thoughts, and I'm learning that it's okay to want to be your old self and not to beat myself up about it and about having those thoughts. 17. Take some time to really enjoy the little things. So this one might seem simple once again, but I feel like despite it sounding simple, it's a lot harder to do. When do we actually, out of the day, take some time to really enjoy the little things? Because the little things are the things that we take for granted because they're the little things and they're pretty much there every day and they're always around you. And until you have those things taken away from you, then you don't realize how much you really enjoy those little things and how much the little things have an impact in your life. I'm still learning to just really enjoy the little things in life. The little things, the ordinary things that surround you every day and that you see or feel or do every day. Those are the things that you take for granted, and those are the things that you overlook. And I think it's important to just take some time to really enjoy the little things. And I feel like this is a lot harder to do than it is to say because it's just not in our nature to stop and take some time to enjoy the little things. Okay, guys, that wraps up my 17 things I learned at 17. I hope this video has somehow inspired you, and I'm looking forward to learning lots more things throughout my life and truly just trying to just keep learning about all these 17 things because I feel like all these 17 things are things that I will keep learning throughout my life, and I'll make mistakes and I'll keep learning them and keep learning them. Thank you guys so much for taking some time to listen, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.